Steppers, check it out. You know it's the big stepper back with some new dripping. Today we going over Title 42, penalties for government officials. And this is the fee schedule, right? And this is the foundation of your enforcement. You know, it's not about what happens to you, it's all about how you respond. I mean, this new status as a non-citizen state national is not taking you out of the war that we're in with a corrupt system. It's just empowering you with the proper weapons to defend yourself against the corrupt system. And one of the foundational weapons is a fee schedule. But a fee schedule that is, one, tied to an injunction, a court order to cease an action that's solidified by a notary, which is an officer of the court, so that makes that injunction a sealed official court document, and then it's tied to a fee schedule. But not just a fee schedule, but a fee schedule that's based on amounts that come from USC codes. So we're not making up these numbers are based on law. So this right here is a good, free, general fee schedule. Now the ones in my packages are much more extensive, you know what I mean, because they give you specific details, things that can happen, like every minute on the side of the road is this fee, every minute in jail is this fee, if you use my thumbprint is this fee, misuse of my name is this fee, you know what I mean, more thorough. But this is a good general fee schedule, because anytime that you have any interaction with a public official who in some way is acting outside of his capacity as a public servant, then they're usually about $1 million in violations, and we're gonna cover that now. So we're gonna start off with 18 USC 3571. I mean, this is a list of $250,000 violations, right? Now I'm starting with violation of the oath of office. They all made an oath to the Constitution. So if they're acting outside of that by itself, 250,000. So if they're giving you a speeding ticket, which is for driving, but the Constitution protects your right to travel, boom, 250,000 right there. You know what I mean? Deny proper warrants, deny rights of reasonable defense arguments, defense evidence, deny records, denied right in truth in evidence, slavery, which is forced compliance to contracts not held, right? So again, you on the side of the road, you telling the officer on the body cam about your status and how you stepping, and for some reason he still want to write you a ticket and then try to force you to sign it under duress, 250,000. That's slavery, actually, right? Because when you're found guilty of a crime, you are committed of slavery. That's what the 13th Amendment says. It says we're going to do away with slavery unless committed of a crime. So anyone committed of a crime in jail right now is in a form of slavery. So we may be at our highest form of slavery in 2024 than we ever been in American history, just based on what the law says. But we're going to keep cooking. Deny provisions in the Constitution. Again, as a non-citizen national, as long as you don't have a common law violation, a constitutional violation, as long as you don't rob, steal, kill, rape, vandalize, or brutalize someone else, or someone else's property, as long as you don't have an injured party standing here and saying this person harmed me, then any statutory, violation that you receive goes against your constitutions. And that's a form of treason. So if you were to add up 3 to 4 of these joints by itself, you already over $1 million just being dealt with from a public official outside of their capacity as a servant, right? So then misimprisonment by a felony, it's a typo, that's supposed to be 500,000, conspiracy, 10 bands, extortion, mail threats, we got fraud, falsification of documents, perjury, so it's a bunch of grand theft, so you go to racketeering, 25,000 times 3, it really starts to cook up, and these all 18 USC codes, as you can see them here, they all differ a little bit. Take a screenshot and, doing your own research. You'll see that it's laws out here for this. We just got to enforce it. They're going to continue to do what they do to us until we enforce them to stop, until we step on their ass. That's why steppers only. You know what I mean? And we're going to go ahead and bust it down as an example. If it's 37 violations in this situation, it could be up to like $9 million that you could be suing for. And then now, people saying, how do you get this money? You get this money through the notarial protest. Once you get your default judgment, you go to federal claims court, and through a tort claim, you get paid. You know what I mean? You have to go through the steps, though. It's all administration. Now, any claim of immunity is a fraud because if valid, it would prevent removal from office for crimes against the people, which removal is authorized or even mandated under the Constitution, Article 2, Section 5, as well as 18 U.S.C. 241, 42 U.S.C. 1983, 85, 86, and other state constitutions. Precedents of law, precedents, of law established by court cases which are in violation of law render violations of law legally unaccessible. Such a situation violates several specifically stated intents and purposes of the Constitution set forth in the preamble to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, and secure the blessings of liberty. This is for judges or anyone in any branch of government. Respectfully submitted upon request for identification. So the only people that's going to be requesting identification from you is people trying to establish authority, because it's a three-step process when you're dealing with any government official, where they're trying to establish authority. Then once they have the authority, they're going to establish their jurisdiction, over you. And then once they have their jurisdiction, they're going to adjudicate upon the matter, right? So, whoever's asking the questions is acting as king, acting as king. And when they ask you for identification, that's them establishing the authority of king over you. You know what I mean? So when they ask you for that identification, you might as well hit them with the fee schedule to let them know that you have the authority and that they don't have the jurisdiction, so they stop adjudicating in your life. And with that being said, keep stepping. Step us. Peace and love.